All right, welcome today. So one of the things that um, I have to apologize because I decided I'm going to make a little bit of change today. As much as I know that Google Analytics is the topic that I wanted to talk about because Google Analytics 4 is coming up. Basically, Google is transitioning out of their old Google Analytics and coming up. The new Google Analytics 4 is going to be in use next month, starting effective um, next month. But I thought that that would be more of a video that I'm going to create rather than doing it live. Okay. Another topic that I think is going to be very important for those that are aware, um, text messaging. There's new guidelines or regulations coming out that's going to affect how your text goes out and how it will be filtered by the various carriers, and the fact that you have to now register. I think that's going to be a big important factor that I want to talk about in the coming um, lives. I'm going to be talking about that probably in the next week or two. So I know for some of you that are on my email list, um, as you can see, I am kind of adjusting my schedule or my topics as I go along, only because, as my schedule is very hectic with clients and everything that's going on. And so one of the reasons that I changed my topic today, and really today I'm going to be talking about behind the BTS, right? It's not the group, the Korean group, K-pop, BTS, but it's behind the scenes with me. And I wanted to talk about what I think a lot of entrepreneurs or business owners, if you're in business and you have, a local business, or whether you're a entrepreneur, a coach, or somebody that went from being in corporate America and now have their own business or transitioning to that business, um, I think that what I'm going to talk about will be applicable to you, right? And so I'm here to kind of give you some of my background, but also at the same time give you a little bit of uh, maybe some advice that you can take along as I talk about this. And so, for some of you that know me for some time, um, I have been I've been interested in real estate for since 2004, and so um, I have this company called Cegis Group, and so maybe what I'll do is I'll share my screen so that way I can kind of let's take a look and see. Let me share my screen so that way you have a better understanding of um, what I'm talking about. So there's a company, and also if you just Google um, CGS Group, so everything I'm talking about is really not only we're not only talking about my background, but we're also talking about the marketing and business in general. And so if you look at this is a company that I've had since 2004, and so CGS Group is the company that I've had. And so, but what happened during, so this is a business that I had that I basically worked from ground up, and it's a wholesaling slash investment, real estate investment business. And so, what happened was, I went through this roller coaster of basically growing this business where it was like an up and down cycle of constantly chasing leads, working deals, chasing leads. And so I got sick and tired of that, and so that's when I learned about marketing and SEO. And so during that transition from 2000, I think it was around 2016, um, where I created this marketing agency. And so one of the things that I did or made the mistake of not doing was really automating and systemizing and creating a system. I thought I did, but I didn't really, right? And so I have this company, CGS Group, and so um, what I didn't do, I didn't create a team. I didn't automate that, fully to the extent that I should have. And so what I did was I created also at the same time developing another community, um, or not another company, another venture, as you would say. And this was called Real Estate Life 360. And so this was a community that I started developing, and you can see right here is Real Estate Life 360. And so, and this is a online real estate community that I wanted to develop to try to generate leads for CGS Group as well as for my, education and coaching that I wanted to get into, right? And so you have this CGS Group and you have Real Estate Life 360. And so, there are people out there, and I come across that realizing that a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners have multiple interests in businesses. And so, and why am I talking about this? That the re so um, whenever you have multiple businesses, and one of the mistakes that I've made, and this is one of the things that had a meeting with my manager this week, was we really need to go back and really um, figure out a way to automate, because there's only, when you think about the amount of things that needs to be done in order to develop and grow a business, Real Estate Life 360 or CGS Group, right? So going back to my story. So at the same time when I was developing Real Estate Life 360, I started developing a marketing company, which is K Madison. Let's see if this pops up, because um, so this pops up because this is I'm logged into the browser for my business, and so K Madison shows up. It may not show up in my Google search because K Madison, realizing that it's a very popular uh, name. So I haven't optimized it globally, but I have optimized it to a point where I do show up locally because I'm in the local area. So I develop. Um, Here, those are my notes. So I developed K Madison, and this was something that I made the decision back in 2016, 17. On that time, I was like, okay, what do I do? Do I focus on CG School or do I focus on K Madison? And to me, I truly believe that marketing and creating a digital a marketing agency was a way to go based on my skill set and based on um, what I believe is the future or potential. And so I developed services for other businesses, real estate companies, real estate businesses more specifically, but then expanded to coaches and other businesses as well. And so now at a point where I now have a stable income or monthly recurring income or monthly income as a result of my marketing business. And so my goal for the past year or two has been to really build a team and automating it to a point where now I can focus on other things. And so the um, and so if I had this one advice to people that have multiple businesses or have interest in multiple things, is to focus on, and because you can only focus on one thing at a time, and that's even, not only pertaining to businesses, but what I'm also talking about as it pertains to marketing or any multiple things that you're doing, right? When you're thinking about marketing, there's so many different platforms out there. So many different marketing strategies out there. You have to pick one, two, because you cannot try to accomplish all of them, right? And so um, I have, let me see if I'm sharing the right screen. So, because sometimes I tend to not ramble on and not, okay, so I have, so let me hide this. So I have K Madison, um, and you know, providing services to clients. But I know that my goal is not to create a huge marketing agency because marketing agencies require staff, and I don't want to create a company with hundreds of staff. Okay, that's not my goal. My I'm comfortable with the number of team that I have right now, and so so what I wanted to do, or my long-term goal, is to have a consistent stable of clients that we service them. But at the same time, how do you leverage that so that I can impact more people, um, and and then because the information, I guess, or the things that I know can help other businesses. But how do I do that in a way to help other businesses that maybe cannot afford my services, or maybe um, that don't know about my services? And so that's where the courses and coaching came into play. Coaching still requires one-on-one time, and so that's doesn't really leverage my time because you know um, what I realized, what I have been doing is I've been giving away so much of my own time away, and so I needed to stop that. So courses was what we kind of was going toward in that direction. And I made the announcement this week that I was going to be launching a course starting in July. But what I decided today, after meeting with my team and after processing some of the things that's happening with internally with my business, I just have too many plates or too many things going on. And so what we've decided just right before this meeting is I was going to push back the um, the um, the course launch to not July 1st, but to August 1st. And so that gives me a little bit of time because I felt like I was a little bit rushed and trying to push everything forward. But at the same time, what as I was discussing with my team this morning is also the the I guess with so many different things on my plate, what do I focus on? Do I focus on the lead magnet and to try people from my lead magnet to my my services, my high end services, or my services for the K Madison, or do I drive the free leads to the course? Because realistically speaking, those are two separate type of audiences, because people that are basically fit for my services are local businesses and business owners that really they're not going to be the one watching these courses. They're not the ones implementing it, so they could afford my services, but at the same time, they want things done. Whereas the people that are interested in the courses are the people that really may not have the budget, or maybe they just want to do it themselves, right? Or maybe they want a blueprint, really like a step-by-step approach where it's like I will kind of do it, but then I can also have somebody in my team do it for them, right? So those are two different avatar, or my and the audience is different. And so we really have to think through this and think about what how to create this course in a way that serves the people, right? And in order for me to do that, I have to get some more feedback from people that have taken previous, or that they went on my previous webinars, and I got to get some feedback as well to finalize this course as well. And so with that said, um, you know, so even internally for us, right? And when I talk about behind the scenes, and that's what I plan to do going forward in the coming, as I continue my YouTube lives every Wednesday. I think once a month maybe I'm gonna go behind the scenes and kind of give you a sneak peek at some of the things that we are struggling, or some of the things that's going through in our business. And so I'm going to show you my notes to kind of give you what I spoke about with my staff and my team members, or my manager. Let me see if I can zoom this in and see if I can view. Let me see, one page. Nope. Let me see, page width. All right, there we go. So now, um, even within, if you look at all the projects that's going on, and I know that like CGS Group, Real Estate Life 360, as well as our K Madison brand, which is our bread and butter right now. Um, I need to figure out. I know that like CGS Group and Real Estate Life 360, I know that some of the call to actions, the CTA stands for call to actions, are not set up properly, and I also know that um, you know, uh, do they have some of the questions, like, are the contact us, like if somebody submits their information, who's it going to, and who's going to answer those. Um, the same applies, the forms, the phone numbers, and Becky, by the way, is my manager, right? So she manages my basically everything that I do in my business. So she's basically my right hand person. Okay. But I know, so one of the questions that I had asked her before previously with Real Estate Life 360 was, should I even build this at all? And so, and to answer that question, I do want to continue to build that, because I know that real estate is a wealth building strategy. And so, everything that I do with regard to, um, when I share on social media, when I share on YouTube, is everything that I do. I don't teach theory. I do what I preach. I basically preach what I do, right? Um, and so, if if I don't talk about it, it means that I haven't implemented it, right? Um, so real estate is something that I do continue. I have real estate investments. My next probably goal is to probably build or purchase a multi-unit, or be part of a multi-unit, syndication. And so that's my next goal, but I'm not ready at this point because I have so many, I have too many things on my plate. Okay. So even with K Madison brand, I have for those that are familiar with the free leads blueprint. Um, and then I just recently came up with Local 360 Academy, which I want to build the course, right? Um, and my goal was to make this course better, and to create it, to make, to fine tune that course. But even before that, I even question the whether this course is better, or for that matter, um, I thought of another course that I wanted to implement, and so I don't want to talk about it now, because then maybe I will. So maybe it is a course on pretty much repurposing content, with the focus on creating evergreen content. um, I'm very big. I'm into. One of the, I guess, uniqueness about the way that I do business, especially when it comes to marketing, is about, because most business professionals or business are busy. And so, how do we create content, and what can we do to make it so that it's evergreen, or that where there's SEO involved, where people can find you ultimately to do business with you. Okay, and that's really my I guess uniqueness in what we do as a business, and as a what I do in my business. Okay, my uniqueness in my skill. Okay, it's about automation. And then I also have coaching, which I guess not nibble, but which I dabbled in, nibble, which I dabbled in before coaching. And then I'm also in the process of developing a SaaS product, right? So as you can see, I have so many things on my plate. And so what did we, so Becky and I had this discussion and talked about everything that's on my plate and on our plate. And so basically, she's we agreed to that. Let's focus on the course first, and then we can figure out where do we tackle in terms our online presence for these brands, right? Well, that was our original plan, and then we were to make a decision as to which one to tackle. But I think now with the um, renewed strategy, or my decision to kind of postpone the course to next month, we're going to have to revisit this. And so I think I haven't met with Becky yet as to which one we're going to tackle this. My inclination is that we're going to clean up the Caesars Group and Real Estate Life 360, or maybe we could tackle them all in one day. That's my ultimate goal. Right? When I say tackle them in one day, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go and physically do everything. I'm going to say that this needs to be fixed, and that's going to be fixed by our designer or web developer. Um, Becky may do some of the tasks, and some of the tasks I'm going to do. So ultimately, delegated, but we're going to ultimately figure out how to best organize all of our online presence and digital foundation so that everything leads into the right call to action, and the branding is the same and all that. Okay. And that's one of the things that we do for our clients as well. Anyway, and so that's in a nutshell my decision on why I decided to not talk about Google Analytics. And so probably that specific topic on Google Analytics is going to be more of a video that I'm going to push out on our YouTube channel, hopefully by the end of the month, because that is when it's going to transition. And then I know another topic that's very important. I just got an email this morning from Twilio that my campaign for uh, my so you have to get your campaign, and you have to get your number registered for certain campaigns, and they uh, rejected it or wasn't approved. So I had to go in there and redo that. And so if you have GoHighLevel and you're registered and you're utilizing SMS, text messaging, or for that matter, if you have other platforms that uses text message, you got to make sure that you have to get your number registered and set up with the right campaign, and that campaign is approved by whatever service that you're using. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in another live, or possibly a video. Not sure yet. So that's why my topics for my lives changes as adapts as I go through, one by one. I mean, each week I'm looking at my schedule and seeing, hey, this is the right topic to talk about. And so it is kind of dynamic in that sense. All right. I want to thank you for watching this video. And this is basically a behind the scenes with what's going on in my business, and a little bit of background about me. And I hope that that shows you a little bit about where I came from and where I am. All right. And I hope that you will subscribe to this channel, and let's continue our journey as being entrepreneur business owners, and impacting lives of those that you serve. All right. Bye now.